colleague volunteers to take the lead on the new project. How do you know if it's genuine initiative or a power play? Your client says they need to think it over. How do you know if it's real hesitation or polite rejection? Someone agrees with you immediately in the meeting. How do you know if it's actual alignment or strategic silence? You're guessing. Spies don't guess. Cold War intelligence officers had one job: figure out what people actually wanted before those intentions destroyed operations. No mind reading, no gut feelings, just systematic observation that worked whether they were assessing a Soviet diplomat or a potential double agent. Same principles applies till today in every aspect of life. Stop reading the wrong signals. You watch for lies. That's amateur. Liars can be useful. Liars reveal what they want you to believe, which tells you what they want. What kills you is misreading intention, the actual objective behind someone's words. People speak in 3 layers. There's the surface message, the literal words. There's the social message, what they want you to think they mean. Then there's the operational message, what they're actually trying to accomplish. I'm fine with either option. Might mean they genuinely don't care, or it means they want you to choose so they can judge your priorities, or it means they've already decided and they're testing if you'll fight them. The words are identical. The intentions are completely different. Your response should be different. Here's your problem. You're trained to be polite. Spies are trained to be accurate. Politeness makes you accept the social message at face value. Accuracy requires you to probe for the operational one. Here are steps to become good at reading people's intentions. 1. Baseline first. Never assess someone under pressure until you know their baseline. A Cold War case officer would spend weeks on this. You don't have weeks, but you have the same principle. Before you need to read someone's intentions in a critical moment, observe them in neutral situations. How do they tell stories? Some people front-load conclusions. Others build chronologically. Some hedge every statement. Others speak in absolutes. This is baseline, not deception. It's just their operating system. What do they do when they're comfortable? One executive I worked with always asked questions when he'd already decided. That was his pattern. When he actually hadn't decided, he got quiet and made statements. Most people read him backwards. Track 3 specific baselines. Their energy level when discussing topics they care about versus topics they don't. You need to know the difference between disinterest and concealment. How they phrase disagreement in safe contexts. I see it differently versus I'm not sure that's right versus silence. You need their conflict signature, what they do with their hands when they're thinking versus when they're buying time. Most hand gesture analysis is pseudoscience, but changes from baseline matter. Get this baseline in the first 3 normal interactions. You're building a control group. 2. Listen for what they're protecting. Intentions live in the gap between what someone emphasizes and what they protect. Soviet handlers had a rule. When an asset volunteers information, note what they don't mention. The absence is the operation. Someone pitches you on a partnership. They talk extensively about capability and market fit. They barely mention terms. They are protecting terms, which means terms are where they intend to win. A team member explains why a deadline slipped. They detail every external factor. They mention their own role once, briefly. They are protecting their role, which means they know their contribution was the critical failure point. This isn't about catching people in lies. It's about reading priority. Whatever someone protects reveals what they value. What they value predicts what they'll do next. Practice this. In your next 3 conversations, mentally note what the other person emphasizes versus what they mention briefly or defensively. Don't react, just note it. You're training pattern recognition. 3. Deploy the redirect test. When you need to know actual intention, use controlled redirection. Intelligence officers call this testing the rails. You slightly misinterpret someone's statement in a specific direction. Their correction tells you where the rails actually are. They say, "I think we should consider other options." You respond, "Agreed. Let's table this proposal and look at alternatives next month." If they meant, "Consider options alongside this one," they'll correct you immediately. If they meant, "Kill this proposal," they'll agree enthusiastically. If they meant, "I want credit for due diligence, but I'll go along," they'll agree but without energy. The redirect test works because people will guide you back to their actual intention if you veer away from it. They can't help it. If you're heading somewhere they don't want to go, they'll course correct. Use this in low-stakes situations first. So you're saying we should completely redesign the interface? When they suggested minor changes, their response calibrates you to their actual position. 4. Watch the transition points. Intention leaks at transitions. When someone moves from one topic to another, when they shift from speaking to listening, when they enter or exit a conversation, when they think the important part is over. A CIA debriefer would save critical questions for when the asset thought the meeting was done. They're walking to the door, guard down, and that's when you ask the real question. You can use transition points without manipulation. Notice what someone says right before a meeting starts, before the performance begins. Notice what they return to when the formal agenda is complete. Notice their first reaction before they calibrate it. I once watched an executive's face when a proposal was made. First reaction, interest, almost excitement. 2 seconds later, controlled neutrality. Then, diplomatic concerns about timing. His intention was visible in the first reaction. Everything after was politics. Train yourself. In your next 5 meetings, ignore the main discussion. Watch only the beginnings, endings, and topic transitions. You'll see more intention in those 30 seconds than in 30 minutes of formal conversation. 5. Map the incentive structure. Cold War analysts didn't just study individuals, they studied what those individuals needed to survive in their system. Ask, what does this person need to be true? Not want, need. What outcome protects their position, their reputation, their resources? Your manager needs projects to succeed, but also needs to manage up effectively. When those conflict, the second need wins. Know this, and you'll read his intentions clearly. Your client needs results, but also needs to justify the decision to her boss. When you understand the second need, you understand why she's asking for changes that don't improve results. They improve justification. Map this for everyone you work with regularly. What do they need to be true for them to be successful? That structure predicts intention better than personality ever will. Execution. You're not learning to manipulate. You're learning to see clearly. Start with one person. Baseline them this week. Next week, notice what they protect. The week after, test one redirect. Build the skill incrementally. Cold War spies read intentions because their lives required it. Your career requires it too. The question isn't whether people have hidden intentions. They do. Everyone does. The question is whether you're skilled enough to read them.